I've got a big stack of retro games to show you guys here, so welcome back. I have got Sega, Nintendo, and we've got Atari in this video. So we've got some handheld Sega Game Gear. I am obviously going for the full set of loose carts. I'm sure everyone's seen. If you're new to the channel, that is what's going on. It takes me up to games number 97 and 98. So I got these two games from the retro realm. So this is Desert Strike and then Majors Pro Baseball. So I picked both of those two up. He had a good selection of Sega Game Gear games, and I went to see Scott, Sega Zombie, over in Retro Realm in Ipswich. But these are only two loose games, which I needed. But he did have quite a nice collection, like a good 30 or so loose carts. He had a decent collection there. If you're starting off looking for Game Gear, I would recommend going. So I've got those two. So really happy with that. So we'll slot that into the collection. You can see exactly where we're up to. Now, quite excited because this is a new start of another new handheld collection. So a few videos ago, I borrowed off of Chris Retro Saver. He does repairs basically. Mainly does like recapping services and upgrades like speakers and screens for Sega Game Gear. But does tinker with other handhelds, and he's been tinkering with a lot of Atari Lynxes lately, and he lent me his. I've still got it here, Chris. I'm hoping by the time this video comes out, I've sent it back. But yeah, he had a nice like chip in it with all the ROMs dumped on it, so I got to play every game, and that was how I did. I sat there all day playing like 20 minutes of every game, and that was how I managed to do the video with like my top 20 games I think I did. I got so into it. I can't believe how good the Atari Lynx is. Like the speaker is like honestly, it's like a stereo, like hi-fi, like a boombox from the park when you was younger. Like it's so good for back then. Like it blows my mind for like, what was it, 1991, and then to be 16-bit. Like, it's incredible, absolutely incredible. I guess it was just too expensive at the time, because obviously you had Game Boy, obviously the marketing with Nintendo and stuff for Game Boy, even though that was like 8-bit and doesn't compare. But it's just the market, I suppose, and then how much it would have cost to produce the Atari Lynx. It's quite big as well. Can't take it with you. It's perfect for an adult. Like it's no different to like these days we're used to the Switch. And then what's that other modern console? Steam Deck. It's like that. It's still good now, but I get back then it's probably a bit of a bridge too far, and was probably a lot of money. So yeah, it didn't do too well. But man, I wish it did, because there's only like 70 or 80 games. I wish there was more. It's so good. I was speaking with Goldtooth. He was lucky enough to have one back in the day. It must have felt awesome playing that. But anyway, I need to stop going on about it. I'm creating nostalgia that I didn't even have for it. Just really enjoying it. But yeah, thank you, Chris. I'm going to send it back to you. And I am going to get my own Atari Lynx. Hopefully I'm going to buy one from Chris, because he's managed to save quite a few of them and do some upgrades. But I just haven't got the money to buy one at the minute. Which seems ironic because I've got games in front of me, but I have traded stuff in and got some deals, which is why a lot of this stuff I got from the realm, I traded in a console there, and then these are like vintage and stuff like that. But I have got a couple of consoles. I've got Commodore 64 and Dragon 32, which I think I just need to get rid of, because they've been sitting here for ages. Commodore 64, I picked up a really good boxed Terminator one off Vinted, not really cheap, so I'll get a good return on that. And Dragon 32, I got that for friends, but I haven't, my friend Rob, if you're watching this, but I haven't been able to do anything with it, and it's sat in here for well over a year, and I've done nothing with it, so it's just taking up space. I'm going to get rid of that, and then hopefully the funds from one of those, I'll be able to get an Atari Lynx, so I'm hoping. So this seems silly, because I've started collecting boxed for the Atari Lynx. It's a shame the cartridges are like almost like a chip. So like it's a bit like if you've got these like Master System cards, you know what I mean? You can't really stack them up. It's not like a thick cartridge. So I've just been, they're quite expensive. I think some of my favourite games like Blue Lightning, it's expensive. Switchblade 2, and there is copies of them, like decent box conditions, but I don't really paying 50 quid for games. Because if I did that, I can only buy like one thing a month. And obviously like, I've got a stack of Wii games down there, like £1, £2 a pop. Do you know what I mean? So right, I should have preempted this really. Now this is a game which I will probably, but in fact all these box games I might end up not even playing, and I'll tell you why. You can see how well the console didn't do. A lot of them are sealed. So this is, I'm assuming it's an original seal. I mean, you could vacuum wrap it or whatever, couldn't you? But it looks original. But yeah, so this is, there's a fella on Vinted actually. If anyone is looking for Atari Lynx, I shouldn't be saying this because this is where I want to buy it from in the future, but sharing's caring. He's got lots. He's got Switchblade 2, very good price. So if you're watching this, you do love your Atari Lynx, just type it in Vinted. It seems to be like a retro shop, retro something his name, and he's got loads of stuff, different consoles. But yeah, he's got some beauty pieces. Yeah, Hydra, really, really good game. Very, very unique game, and that was in my top 20 list. So I'm trying to pick up as many as the ones that was in my list, basically. That's my idea. I thought I'd try and pick those up. No rush, and they're beautiful, and they're nice little boxes. Kind of look a bit like the same size of, not that I'm a fan, but you know, like the Evercade boxes and cases. Kind of looks the same, doesn't it, on the side. There's some tripping balls again. But yeah, so that's Hydra. So very happy with that. And this next one, I need to play it more really. Even Hydra I need to play more. This again was in my top 20. See if you can have a guess. It isn't the two I said my favourite, because I haven't got those yet. It's not Switchblade, it's not Blue Lightning. I was gutted as well because Retro Hunter had a copy of what I'm about to pull out sealed, but it was on a website, and I asked my friend Rob, who works there, to put it to one side for me, but it had already gone. I was a bit gutted, but these things happen, and I think even me, So Retro Gaming, had one or two of these, but I got quite a good deal, so I can't really complain. And the condition is very acceptable, I think. Kung Fu, it's exactly what it says. It's like a beat 'em up where you like vegetables. Like, what the, do you know what I mean? That's quality. Goldtooth, did you play this one? At least you like the pinball game. But yeah, Kung Fu, it's cool, isn't it? I'll tell you, it is open, so just in case, because a bit like, I mean, I didn't know much about the Atari Lynx. Obviously, I'm a big Atari fan, but other than like the actual home console, so this is what I mean. Do you know what I mean? It's like a chip cartridge, so slender. So if you collect loose of these, they're just going to end up. They haven't got the girth to them. Do you know what I mean? It's not even thicker. It's not even as thick as a Game Boy cart. You can stack them or something. I guess you could put them. Actually, you could put them in a little rack, couldn't you? I have got a spare rack, so maybe I will look at loose. Maybe I will. I might. There might be a full set of Atari Lynx collection coming. There might be. Yeah, I was so impressed. I really was with how good the Atari Lynx was. Blown away, in fact, of how well it plays and everything about it. So, yeah, so started off Atari Lynx collection. So that's awesome. So those are from Vinted. Two Sega Game Gear games. They were from Scott at Retro Realm. And then also picked these up when I went to see Scott, because I do still love playing my Wii. I haven't got a huge collection, but I don't go for just pick up all the, what do you call it, filler and nonsense. I mean, there is a lot of nonsense, but the nonsense I've got, I play. Do you know what I mean? Some of these will seem like nonsense, but I will try them. What am I up to? So I've only got, I think, 56 games. So this will take me up to 63. Sea Monsters. I'm sure someone had this or showed it. I think it might have been Sweet Radish or Super Radish. Can't remember which is going by. I'm sure this was in, because he's done the perfect timing. I picked these up, and then that day he had his Wii collection going through it. He's trying to thin out his collection. I'll try and put it in the description of this video if you're a big Wii fan and you're watching this. I'll try and put the link in there if I remember. And he was going through his collection trying to thin it out, and he showed like 30 games and managed to. He had a connection of all of them, and he's I might go back and play that. He only managed to get rid of one. You know what it's like. I'm sure this was in there. I might be wrong. But yeah, so I thought I'd give that a go. I mean, National Geographic. It looks like a posh version of Echo the Dolphin. Looks like an educational version of Echo the Dolphin, so it's probably crap. Wario Land at the Shake Dimension. So it's different to the other Wario game on the Nintendo Wii, which is Smooth Moves. That's a bit like the Switch one. That's loads of little short mini games. So this one I believe is more of a platformer. But I've only ever played the WarioWare Smooth Moves on the Wii and the WarioWare whatever it was on the Switch, those mini game ones. I've never played like a proper Wario game other than the mini games. So it'd be interesting to see. I'm assuming this is a platformer with the mini games added in, or it's just a platformer. And yeah, it looks like, obviously it's made for the Wii, it's the way you shape the nunchuck and stuff. So it's pretty cool, yeah, and it's not a normal sort of, it's a fairly decent title for the Wii, because there's a lot of games which are like £1 or £2, and this one is a few quid more than that. So yeah, one of the sort of decent ones. I'm about to say they're all boxed and complete, but there's no manual in that one, so I haven't checked. I'm not that bothered, to be honest with you. Right. Smurfs 2. Big up to Roger if you're watching this. Roger Retro. Something about Smurfs lore he was saying the other day on the Master System. Don't leave me hanging, Roger. I need to know more about this Smurfs lore. So, no idea. I've seen some of the modern films. There's another new one. It's a children's game, let's be honest, but it might be decent. I saw it there and I thought, you know what? Let's Smurf it up. Right, this game is actually really decent. You're thinking, Scott, there's bowling on the Wii with Wii Sports. But it can be good. There's a really good dedicated arcade cab which had a really solid bowling game. But this, everyone says, this is a cheap title again. You can pick this up for like a couple of quid. This is meant to be a very, very good like bowling simulation game. Not it's the most thrilling sport. It's a lot more fun in real life with a beer, don't get me wrong. But that might be a laugh. So I'm going to give that a go. I might even live stream it. That could be fun. So I'd be interested to see, because everyone says it's good. And I was speaking to my friend Rob, who works in a Retro Hunter, and he's saying that's a decent game as well. It's meant to be good, so we shall see. Alone in the Dark, I do like the Alone in the Dark games. I like it on a Game Boy, believe it or not. And the PS1 game, I haven't played all of them, to be honest with you. But PS1 and Game Boy, it's probably as far as I got. I haven't played the ones on the 360. I mean, I'm sure I own them on different consoles, but I can't keep up with them. I don't know if they're remakes or whatnot, but yeah. Alone in the Dark from Atari. So I thought I'd pick that up. Again, very cheap. That one is complete. I'm not going to bother opening them all up because they're not like expensive games, so it doesn't really matter. SmackDown, I just thought I'd get all the SmackDown games, all the wrestling games. They are fun wrestling games. And the modern ones, they force you to make a character. The last modern one I proper played was the one with John Cena on the front, which might have been like, oh, it was years ago. So I remember my wife got it for me. It might have been it was in my old house. It might have been like 16 or something. I've tried to play the odd modern one. Like that was when it was, you know, like that was when the last one that was good. I feel like where you just go into it, you do the career and stuff, and now it just like forces you to. You just want to play the game. Do you know what I mean? They got a bit too simulation-y rather than arcadey for me. I might be wrong, but yeah, I haven't played the last since like. Before COVID. I haven't played the last like 5 years basically of it. And I thought I'll get the old ones when I see them. So what was I playing on? I've got 2009, so that's 2011. Just a little tip for anyone car booting. I don't know if it is a 2011 one. There's one of the SmackDown versus Raw on the 360, which actually trades in all right. So I remember finding that out and then letting Mitch know at Retro Rummage and he started grabbing it. But I think everyone's cottoned on to it because I think the trading's gone down. But you know, like they're all trading for nothing. They're like FIFA titles. There's one. I think it's because it's got ECW in. I'm sure it has. For some reason, it's a 360 one. Maybe it's the end of the console's life. I don't know. But there is a game. I think it might be the Legends one. WWE game. It's really, really good. Like the story mode thing. And it's very, very fun. And you play out different rivalries. It's actually really, really good. So yeah, I'll give that one a go. And this one I remember having back in the day. And I know it's going to be terrible, but I remember having it with like the Wii when it launched. I can't remember it being good, but I thought it might be funny. It hit some of that nostalgia. I'm sure I've said I was so disappointed. I remember when I got the Wii, and I hope this is the yeah, it is, because the GameCube was a present. That was a gift. So I would have been a lot younger then. So that was my dad got me that. But the Wii, I can tell you what year it was. Hopefully the story adds up. I won a bet, a £5 bet, and I won £5 which is the most I've ever won in a football accumulator. Did about 7 games, and it was the time of. I had the reason why the odds were so good. France were on strike. The players, believe it or not, like I don't know if anyone remembers, the French players were on strike, and they were playing in reserves, and I had them to draw with Paraguay, which was outrageous odds. It wouldn't have been Euros then, would it, if it was Paraguay? World Cup, I guess. And then what else I had? I had Italy to beat Holland. And I think this is when Holland were better and then it started to change. Basically, I had a few controversial like not favourites. I remember watching it over the course of a week. It was like 2 games. I remember we got to the last game, which I think was the Italy game. I remember my missus at the time, obviously we weren't married, we were just dating or whatever. I remember she was asleep in the bed and I was like trying to be quiet at the end of the bed, holding like, I think I had a bottle of wine open. I remember it quite well. But yeah, anyway, long story short, that's a lot of money for someone at that age. And I remember buying a car, I think. And you know, you like don't know what to do. And I remember being in Bluewater, I like to get some clothes. But like a lot of men, like you buy, once you've got clothes, you don't buy them all the time. Like women, we're not that fashionable, are we? So I remember at the time going into like, I guess it would have been Game Station, Electronic Boutique, whatever it was, in Bluewater, in Kent, big shopping centre. And I remember seeing that they had the Wii, so it must come out that year. And I think it was 180 quid. I remember being really cheap. But I remember I was down to my last 500. I thought, oh, I'll do that. And I remember buying some games. I got the balance board, is what I'm getting. I'll bring the story back round. So I love my boxing. I used to love it even more back then. And yeah, I've got Don King boxing and with a balance board. And it's meant to be that you can duck and weave and stuff, as well with the nunchucks. So in my head, I was like, oh my God, that's revolutionary. It's like, you can not just punch, but you can, you know, do the old Harley shuffle on a balance board. And I was so excited, and it was crap. It did not work at all. It was so bad. And I literally got the balance board just for that game. I do want to try Tony Hawk's downhill thing, but you can do that with a skateboard, can't you? And again, that must be crap, it's cheap, but I want to give that a go. But I have got the Punch Out that's on the Wii. I haven't played that yet, so I should give that a whirl. Actually, that's sealed, so I think I'll have to buy another one. Anyway, I've waffled on long enough telling you crappy stories. Right. So I've got some Wii games, so big thanks to Scott, Sega Zombie, over at the Retro Realm, for doing a little trade with me. And I picked up some games from him. And then thank you to Chris for lending me the Atari Lynx, because you've gotten me into collecting for the Atari Lynx. And thanks again to Scott as well for helping me add another couple of games. So I'm up to 97 and 98 in the Sega Game Gear. Even though some of them are American. I'm probably not. I'll put it up to like 90, because some of them will be different regions and shite like that. But anyway, hope you guys have had a good weekend. And if you haven't seen my last video, I gave away another game on the old free video game hunt. It was a Nintendo Switch game. A lot of people ask what it is. It was Five Nights at Freddy's. And I don't know if it's been collected or yet. Not. And last time I did a giveaway at the Retro Realm, the video went, they're always Saturday, 7 o'clock in the morning. No one coming in a weekend, and the game didn't collect it till Wednesday. So I think people just assume it's gone. They see the video and they're like, oh no, it's gone. But it's always worth asking, popping down there, because it might still be there. Anyway, big love. Speak to you later. Bye-bye. I'm Mario. And I am the Hedgehog. And today, with this...